Hello and welcome to the pocket edition of Faces of Africa, where we discuss this week's episode, Fidelis, APOPO, and the Hero Rats, airing Sunday at 12:30 East Africa time. I'm Daniel Funard, and here at CGTN's Faces of Africa, we present the documentary series that is bringing the world stories of outstanding Africans for the past 15 years. I'm joined by my colleague Jeff Muthee, who I think many of you are familiar from previous podcasts. Jeff?
Hi Daniel, how are you?
Very well.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the podcast.
It's always great to be talking to you, Jeff.
I know. We've never done this, right? Me and you?
I'm trying to think.
No, I don't think so. I think this is our first one.
Okay.
Okay, let's do this.
Well, let's dive right in. Tell us about Hero Rats.
Wow, this is a beautiful story, and the reason why I love this story is because the way APOPO, the company, uses very locally available technology, quote unquote. I mean, I'm using the word technology loosely because they're using rats to help in combating TB, so that the rats can be able to detect TB, and they can also be able to detect landmines. You get not expensive technology, not expensive robots, no 5G or 4G networks, just rats that are found in Africa but are capable, and they know, and they've been known to have a very acute sense of smell that helps in detecting TB and landmines.
You know, I was very familiar with landmines from my time as a newsman in Southeast Asia. Mm-hmm. Cambodia and Vietnam have a terrible problem with that because of the wars fought over there. Yes. And you'd see lots of people missing legs, missing hands. But not only that, but it creates basically economic free zones where you can't do anything. You can't farm there. You can't mine. You can't do anything because of the threat of being blown up.
Yes.
These guys at the making of this documentary had cleared 22 million square meters. Sure. Now they've reached 100 million square meters.
Sure.
Talk to me about landmines in Africa.
Landmines in Africa is an issue, especially in a country, war-torn countries, especially the best known case is Angola, right? Angola has a really terrible case of landmines. After the war, the armies and the militants left a lot of landmines in Angola. And as you were saying, a lot of people have been amputated. They've had, a lot of people have been killed. A lot of people have had their legs blown off. And yeah, there's some lands or some places where you can't do anything, right? Because you fear going into these areas, and you can be able to, you don't know where the mines were left, and you can be able to be blown up. So you can see APOPO, the company that is training the Hero Rats, have joined and gotten into Angola and even managed to get some Hero Rats to go and try and help clear some of these mines in war-torn countries like Angola.
You know, this was beautifully shot. Fireworks Media, I don't know if they're still active right now. I looked them up on social media, but they did a great job. You've got some tremendous drone shots that are moving around. You've got you're right at the rats level. Yes. But I was struck by the fact that they're out there where they're setting these mines off. Yes. These are active minefields. This is dangerous work. It is. Is it something you would want to do?
For a story, it's exciting. As a journalist, it's exciting. We always want to be right there. But on hindsight, it's a very dangerous place to be, because one wrong move, you're either dead or you have your legs blown off, right? But yeah, as a journalist, why not? I'd really love to do such an active story, quote unquote.
And apparently APOPO has been responsible for clearing the landmines completely out of Mozambique. Yes. And they've had a program in Turkey that they've completely, finished as well. Yes. It's amazing, how these little animals can be so important in something like this. Did you think it was funny that they were using rats?
I thought it was a bit weird using rats, but when I watched the documentary and the explanation behind where they use the rats, because one, the rats are cheaper to train and maintain than dogs. That people use to train dogs to detect landmines, but dogs are way more expensive, right? But rats are way cheaper, and the turnaround time for the rats in training is way better than the dogs, right? Then the rats, their weight is they have little, what can I say? because they don't have a lot of weight, they're even better at detecting landmines because they would walk right over a landmine and it won't go off because they don't have that a lot of weight, right? And then also they have a better sense of smell, way better than dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, and so what we see in this documentary is we see them detecting landmines and them neutralizing those landmines. We see them working in labs to identify from the saliva of patients whether they have TB. Apparently, 40% more cases are found with the rats than are found during regular hospital testing.
Correct.
They're also trying to use the rats for search and rescue missions and wildlife detection.
Yes.
So it can't continue to expand this program.
Yeah.
But on the health level, on TB saving people's lives.
Yes.
That's really important here, isn't it? TB is quite frequent in Africa.
Yes, TB is a really dangerous disease, especially in Africa. And the beauty with the APOPO company using rats is the rats will detect some TB that the hospitals failed to detect. That tells you something. You see, because the rats will take about 20 minutes to detect. A human being with the microscopes and the technology and everything will need about 4 hours, and they still miss some cases. You get, so you'll find, as you said, the rats are getting some cases that have been declared negative by the hospital. The rat will come and find, in essence, this person was actually positive. So you can see it's helping saving lives, and yeah, I think that's brilliant what they're doing with the rats.
Another thing I enjoy about Faces of Africa episodes is you usually learn something personal about the characters.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's not just this is my work.
Yes.
What did you think about Fidelis?
Fidelis is a character. He's a very happy from just watching his interviews. He's a very charming guy, very happy. He's a guy with a young family. The daughter is I think he's newly married because you can see he has a young wife, and the daughter is still a few months old, and you can see he loves his family. He's a very jolly character to be around. You can see him interacting with his colleagues, and it's one of those guys who walk into a room and they light up the room with joy and laughter. Yeah.
Well, I think we both enjoyed this documentary. I think we can heartily recommend it to our viewers out there. Any last words you'd like to say to our audience?
Yeah, what I would like to say is we need to learn from APOPO, just using what is locally available. We have the knowledge to just try and make Africa a better place, to just try and make the lives of people out there in Africa a better place. And yeah, let's watch the documentary and just get to know what APOPO and the rats are up to.
It's always amazing the way Africans can fix their own problems by either a very low-tech solution like the rats, or a very high-tech solution like AI, which I'm working on something. Yeah,
I can't wait to watch that one.
Little preview for our viewers. Darlington Akogo. Look that guy up online. Yeah,
fantastic,
amazing guy. Very soon you're going to see an episode of Faces about how he's using AI to make a big difference in Ghana.
I can't wait to watch that episode, Daniel. I just need to see what AI is doing on the western part of Africa. Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for this week's pocket edition of Faces of Africa. Tune in Sunday, 12:30 East Africa time, for Fidelis, APOPO, and the Hero Rats.